Hey, so today I thought I would share with you like a little kind of vlog style house tour of the phase 1 changes we made to our new home. So these would be like things that we changed before we moved in, and then we've been here, God, I think it's been 3 months. I think we moved in like mid-August, I wanna say. I'd say a majority of the work that we have had done in this phase 1 has been done by other people, but Joel and I did do some DIY stuff, which I'll show you. The main reason for having a lot of it hired out was it would just be stuff that Joel and I wouldn't do, which is like put in legit hardwood floors and stuff and have all the floors refinished. I'll go over some of it, but also I'm pregnant and I couldn't do as much. We have a 2-year-old. It was just kind of crazy. There's a pandemic, all the things. So it just wasn't feasible for us to do some things that maybe if we didn't have a kid and I wasn't pregnant and it wasn't a pandemic, we would have probably done ourselves, like closing up a door, you know, it's just like framing and sheetrock for the most part. We could have done that. And even just like some random demo, but didn't happen this time. We had somebody else do it, which proved to be a great idea because we had such a tight timeline that DIY stuff tends to take longer anyways. Also, I want to thank Article. This video is in collaboration with Article, and I will go into a little bit more about them and share a few new pieces that we're adding to our home. You guys know I've worked with Article for like a very long time, and I legit just love their furniture. It's genuinely like they're just high quality pieces for the price point, and they just totally fit my style. A lot of it's kind of that like mid-century Scandi. They have just a beautiful set of pieces. So one of them is this new dining table and chairs, which I'm just like so excited to have in my life.
Article is shipping with contactless delivery to ensure everyone stays safe, which they did when they delivered to our house and just put it in our garage for us. In-stock items deliver fast with estimated times on each product page, and Article ships almost anywhere in the US and Canada for a flat rate of $49 and offers free shipping on orders above $999.
I've been kind of like mildly avoiding sharing this because honestly we're home all the time. It is hard to get my house to a point of like being mildly presentable because we are just here all the time, and like so many people are right now. And I just decided, who cares? You're just gonna see some of the real life aspects, and honestly we don't even have like a lot of the things that I have maybe ordered, like the rug that's supposed to go underneath this table and our nightstands upstairs and stuff. Things are just like taking longer, and I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna share with you the process and not the finished product because it just might be a while. And I just think it's like maybe sets more realistic expectations. I feel like this year I am just going to not hold my 2020 self to the standards of my 2019 self, and or like the content that I used to make in 2019. Things just might be way less polished for a while because that is just going to be what makes the most sense in my life right now, and I hope you're cool with that. So yeah, I haven't washed my hair in a couple days, so that's cool, but I put makeup on. All right, let's get into this little tour here. So this is our front like entry. We actually have like a very large front entry, I think. Over to this side, there is kind of this nook right there. I don't know if you remember in that corner over there, it was like right around here, like right up against this wall. There was a door that went into the living room, which we actually had fully closed up. And we're gonna do like full built-in type of things here from floor to ceiling. Change out the boob lights. We have a million of them in our house. And that will just give it like a much more custom feel and just make this like room more intentional. Plus, like this main level, we have a lot of like a storage in our kitchen and stuff, but outside of that, we don't have actually like a ton of storage. mudroom, laundry room also needs to be kind of like reconfigured because it just doesn't function super well. So anyways, this will be probably like some sort of bench seat, some more cabinets up top. I'm thinking like a vertical shiplap type of thing. Not sure if I'm just gonna leave this closet or tear that all out and start fresh all over here, which is what my gut tells me to do, just so they feel more cohesive and stuff. But closing up that door, I think, just made so much more sense. It was super weird in that other living room and I don't know, it just seemed very pointless because literally right here you walk into the house. So there's obviously more ways to get around. So from the front door, I just have this little thing set up. This is what would be like the office or playroom. I didn't clean this. It's kind of crazy in here right now. But it has like French double doors so you can close it. Lots of windows. We added this like trim work up here and still are planning on putting like the vertical battens to create like a board and batten. Just hasn't happened yet. We painted it so it looks I think all right for now. And this is Harriet's playroom. It's a mess and I still have to figure it out before baby number 2 comes. So that's kind of why you haven't seen a tour of it, is it's kind of chaotic. But I am so excited to have like a legitimate playroom. And I know some people might hate the idea that like your guests walk in and the first thing they're gonna see is a playroom, but I can close the doors and eventually this will be a cute, pretty playroom that's like mostly pulled together and not crammed with too many toys. Right now it's just moving houses and trying to figure out your like new organization system. For me, it's like a lot of work, I guess. So we're not there yet. So let's keep going through the house. So this way, we literally did nothing in the basement. We haven't even put the door back on. I don't even know if I'll show you that yet in this video. And then you come into our kitchen and dining space, which is like all open concept. And this is the amazing new chairs and table from Article. So this is the same table that we had in our previous home. We had like the round version. There's just a bigger space and we wanted more places to sit, so we went with the like extendable version. So there's also some what do you call them, leaves that you can put in, so like one day when you can have gatherings again, we will have people over. And these chairs, while I absolutely loved the like other ones that we had that were leather that were part of this Seno set, these are the chairs that I had for my mom's makeover. And like, I feel like you maybe wouldn't think they're very comfortable by just like looking at them. They're just like a wood chair. But these things are so comfortable and they're so practical for kids because they're wood and you can just wipe them clean. And I love the contrast of like the dark wood or like literally the black chairs with this like light oak mid-century kind of table. I just love this. And then this light fixture we replaced. Everything in here was like very builder grade, as you might remember from the initial home tour, but I found this light on Facebook Marketplace for like $25 or something, and we just rewired it and extended the chains. But I think it's really beautiful and just adds a lot of like personality to the space. It's kind of like an antique-y brass. It's just really old. This is wood, and then this is that like white globe glass that I think is really pretty. And then that's Harriet's Montessori kitchen, which I have a tour of if you want to see that video. And then this is our kitchen. It's still not my jam or style. We did replace one light, which made me happy. But it is what it is for now. We're not going to redo the kitchen just yet. We're still living with it and figuring out what we want to do, if we need to replace some cabinets and functionality of it, and just giving us time. Plus, I absolutely do not want to renovate a kitchen during this whole being at home all the time. It just sounds like a nightmare. So this is all the same pantry. I'll bring you back here this is where like I gotta wrap my brain around getting more functionality, because this is kind of like our only walk-in mudroom space from our garage. This is the door to our garage. And there's also a powder bath, which has had a very big makeover that I'm so excited to show you in a second. But right now we just kind of have like Harriet's little area to get ready, which seems to work. I added a few hooks here for just like our one jacket that we're using, and like this is my work bag and stuff. And then you go through this door, and we've done nothing to this room. And this is like my arch nemesis room in this house. So that's a door to the exterior, and it's our laundry room. But there's no like closet back here or anything like that. We live in Minnesota, which has like full seasons year round, and we have a lot of hats and mittens and jackets and boots and different things like that. So at some point I think this will get totally reconfigured to just be a much more functional, maybe more true mudroom type of thing. And these are hooks. Whoever lived here before me was definitely way taller than me because it's hard for me to reach them. And then this is like where our garbage ends up, and I need to do like a wall hanging rack because they have this crazy floor drain thing right here that we think they either put in or had put in because they had a hot tub, which is out back. And I think that they would go like around and come in through this door, and then you can like drip dry on this. That's our only guess. We have no idea. But I really dislike this room. The only thing we have done in here is we scraped all the popcorn ceilings in the entire house with the exception of the basement. I just hate popcorn ceilings. And I figured if we're gonna do it before I move in. And then I'm gonna give you a quick peek because it's definitely like not done styled. None of my house is really done styled, so bear with me. You're just here for phase one, people. But I'm so excited for this room. Okay, we put this amazing wallpaper up in here. I am so excited about it, and we painted the ceiling super dark. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, enough peek. I'll show you more later. And then you walk down here. Ooh, this is something that's new. I'll move my tripod for you. So over here was one of those like built-in kitchen desk things that you see in a lot of these like 80s, 90s, 2000s kind of homes. And we tore that out because, I don't know, just to me, I don't like them. I just don't like them. Anyways, we found this really cool mid-century type of hutch on, I think it was like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. I love the varying wood tones that we have going on now in the space. This is a darker wood than the floors and like the oak table from Article. It's just really pretty. It has this beautiful kind of rattan type of inlay on there. And I just think it is a gorgeous piece and something I want to keep in my home and life for a long time. I just have to tighten that little handle right there. And it adds more storage to our house, and this is kind of like the party area, or like I have a couple of linen like party stuff that you would maybe have here. So I'm totally loving this piece. This banister here, this used to be carpeted up the stairs, which we had all the carpet taken out in the upstairs and replaced, but we ended up doing wood treads down here, which we're also still gonna put in a runner of some sort. But I don't know, I need your help. So I'm not entirely sure what I wanna do with the like railing. I need to paint some of it. Here, I'll show you. Might be tricky to see because it's so bright right now. There's like a lot of lights coming through, but the stair treads, these are all oak, red oak with a water-based finish, so that is why they don't look the same as this stuff that's more original. This is red oak, but they used an oil-based finish. You're gonna get a darker, more ambery, like kind of rich. You're gonna see more of like the veining lining of a oak or any type of wood when you do an oil-based paint. And I really wanted that like light kind of Scandi vibe, so we went with water-based. So I for sure need to paint like this part right here. And I'm not sure, these will have to be painted to be the same white as our actual trim and stuff. So all this needs to be repainted. But I don't know what to do with the banisters. Do I refinish them and try and do like a water-based paint so that these are still wood right here? Or, I don't know, I thought about black, but I feel like black might be too much with all the black linearness of the chairs. So right now I'm not entirely sure what's gonna happen painting wise here, but I'd like to do it before we put in a stair runner, and I'd like to have a stair runner before I'm walking up and down these steps with a little baby, so. I love the idea of doing like wood stairs with a stair runner because this is such like a focal point when you're in our like living area, the stairs. When you're back in the kitchen, you see it, and it's just like very much a part of the whole room, and I just want it to be beautiful, like the rest of my house, I hope. Like I said, we had all the popcorn ceilings scraped from the whole house. Oh, I've been asked, like, what are these things? These are speakers. Highlight of a 2000s home tech. They put all these like funny tech things in, which they're actually pretty nice. But in here, this was all carpeted. If you remember, this was all popcorn ceiling up here. There was a big oak built in here and here. So this room has changed probably the most on our main level. Starting with the ceiling, this is one of my very favorite things. This was kind of a splurge for us to do, or like an additional cost, was to do a shiplap ceiling. And I just think it turned out so beautiful and adds just like a lot of character to this one vaulted space. Also, our entire house is painted Benjamin Moore Swiss Coffee, and literally the entire house, the ceiling, the walls, and all the trim. Eventually, it's not painted yet down here, but all Benjamin Moore Swiss Coffee. I remember our contractor, when he was going to paint the ceilings for us, he just picked up like a standard white, and I didn't know that yet, and he hadn't painted it luckily, but I wanted a very specific color because I wanted everything to be the same color because there are a lot of angles in this living space. You have all of this here and this, and there's just a lot of like different intersections between the ceiling and the walls, and I wanted it to feel like one cohesive white versus this ceiling color be like more of a bright white, and that a bright white, and then the walls more of a creamy white. I just wanted to kind of like reduce the amount of visuals around all of these kind of crazy angles so that you can just focus on the beautiful shiplap ceiling that we had installed. So in this room, I absolutely love that we have these mirrored windows. It just adds so much light to this room. We used to have a 3-season porch at our old house, and this gives me that vibe. And then we had the floors replaced with continuous hardwood. The trusses went a different way, so that's why the flooring changed direction. It was cheaper than trying to redo all the trusses and crazy stuff like that. And it's just better for the floor itself. This is gonna be a long video. I'm kind of chatty today. Pregnant lady needs to sit down. So the area over here was all this like oak built in, but it didn't go all the way up to the ceiling. It kind of went to like an awkward height here. And we were having the floors redone in this space. And so I kind of had to make a decision. Are we gonna rip out these built-ins and just figure something else out later before they put in the floor so they can put it underneath? Because we knew after ripping out the kitchen desk area that there was no flooring underneath it. So, plus, oh, and this was carpet, so there wouldn't have been any flooring underneath it, wood flooring. So we decided last minute to rip them out because the way that they were built is, this house was built in the 2000s. They were just really deep for one, and really kind of square, especially the middle part that was intended for a TV. We knew we wanted to put a TV over here. And I mean, I specifically knew I wanted like a Samsung, the frame TV was like my one like I really wanted this for our home in our main living area. And I knew that I couldn't wrap my head around how I could make it look good in those built-ins because they were so deep and literally square. And they had kind of like a bump out to them. They were kind of awkward. So while they were in perfect condition and perfectly good cabinets, they just didn't function well for what we needed in this space. So we last minute decided to rip them out, as well as the mini one that was on the other side of our fireplace. And what we ended up doing were these IKEA base cabinets. These are the 15-inch deep ones. What was here was like at least 20 or 24 inches. It came out significantly further. So by removing them, it makes this room actually feel a lot bigger because this living room isn't that huge, to be honest. So we did IKEA skeleton cabinets with the semi-handmade cover, or like doors and drawer covers, as well as like some rejuvenation hardware. And then we just used a 1-inch pine board that's 16 inches deep for the tabletop, or like the top. Primed it, painted it, and everything's all that, again, that same white color throughout. And then on the other side of the fireplace, over here, it's kind of hard to see because our Christmas tree's in the way, but we added 3 floating shelves, all painted white. And the reason why I painted it white, all too, is because I feel like sometimes even with my husband, he's like, oh, you paint everything white, lady. Like, let's get a little color in our life. But I eventually want to put in a new like wood reclaimed mantle here and do some sort of like a creamy gray beige wash to this fireplace, because I just think it has too much contrast to it. I don't love the brick, and the brick actually in person looks a bit like a brown purple color. It's just like not cute. So my solution for now, because we're not going to get this for a little while, was just to paint the mantle black, because it was like a maple color. And so just a little can of paint, we painted the mantle black, and I feel like it just for now is going to be perfect and modern enough. And so while floating wood shelves over here would have been cool, I just didn't want to have to worry about matching the wood tones with this wood tone, and or like adding wood elements onto it. Too many wood tones, too much wood. And the other thing is, I eventually, when we redo our kitchen, really want to do like colored cabinets, not white cabinets. So I'm trying to preemptively do things out here to kind of balance what is in my head for over here, which is going to maybe be a more bold kitchen color and add a lot of like personality to the space. So don't worry, it won't all be white. And then we painted this all white. We thought about doing wood ones here again, but it was just like, it could be too much wood, honestly, especially right now with what is our current kitchen setup. And I didn't want to have to worry about having that complement or match and give me more freedom in the kitchen renovation. So that's the main reason why everything in my house is white right now on this level. This, if you're wondering, see where that light is? This little area was where that door was that we closed up from the front entry. And I think that this just makes a million times more sense to have that closed up. It was very strange. Now we have a weird outlet thing there that will probably have an electrician come and close off and stuff for us. And eventually we'd like to get like a true L couch that maybe comes to like here and is like that. And then maybe over here, once the Christmas tree's gone, like one more or two chairs, or like a loungier, cool statement chair over here, just to kind of round out the conversational area, give yourself a little cozy spot in front of the fireplace, and a coffee table. We need a coffee table that's also coming from Article in, I think, a good 2 weeks or something like that. And this is one of their sectionals from Article. I've had this for probably 3 years now, and it looks exactly the same as the day I got it. This one is the Nova sectional. We had a different sectional which we actually sold before moving here because we didn't need the same sectional layout. And I like the Nova a little bit more. I don't know if they actually even come in this color with the black legs, There was nothing wrong with the other one. I just, for some reason, like this one just a tiny bit more. And legit, these couches are like indestructible to children, especially if you get a darker color. Like Harriet's gotten chocolate all over that thing. This is going to be such a long video. Do I just do this level and then make you guys wait and I'll do another one upstairs?